Lock it.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of Blunt Talk Podcast. You already know it's Big Randy in the building, cooking up at the studio in Megaland Studios, literally. And you already know I got to do a big time shout out to EBS Beauty Supply, located at 1168 Boston Road in Big Springfield, Big 413 things. You already know what's going on. So today we have another exciting episode. We got another exciting episode with an amazing artist, and I cannot wait for y'all to tap in and hear the conversation. But before we dive in, I just want everyone to welcome Biff to Blunt Talk Podcast.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We got
Happy to be here. Pleasure to be here.
period. We got big blunts rolling around. Y'all can even see. Just wait till y'all see what we got cooking up in the studio, okay?
A whole lot of weed.
Whole lot of weed. But it's only right because it's Blunt Talk, right? Period.
Absolutely.
Clock it, clock it. All right. So before we dive into like the interview portion, I'm gonna do a quote of the day. There's actually two. Are you ready?
Okay.
So the first quote is by the amazing Helen Keller. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. And I want you to tell me who the second quote is from. I hit the firmament. I'm at the very top and I feel blessed.
Damn, I don't know. Whoever said that though sounds like an amazing artist.
That was a word.
Amazing artist.
That was a word.
You know?
People don't know about the firmament.
A lot of people don't know. You gotta do your research. If you wanna be a good rapper, you gotta know. Like you gotta really research it.
Mm-hmm.
Have some type of hobby that you're interested in. You'll have something to talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm. So if y'all ain't catch the drift, that was our good guy Biff. Okay, go tap into that project. We gonna tell you the name and shit in a couple seconds. Just wait. The only other question I have for you before we dive in is, how are you doing mentally? We're doing a mental health check.
Mentally. You know, I'm getting used to everything that's going on right now with all the shows ramping up and all the attention kind of ramping up right now. Just something I'm getting used to as being a young nigga. Like I'm like, damn, it's all the shit that I wanted, but I gotta work hard still. Like this shit's really hard. Like it's like everything they already told me, I expected it, but it's really adjusting to life. So I've been a little tired and shit, but kind of working past it and just figuring out how to balance shit. So
Yeah.
mentally though, I'm doing a lot better. Nigga. I'm definitely a little lot better than last year.
Period.
Like a lot of shit changed for positively. So it's been a lot of positive momentum lately. So can't help but be happy most of the time.
I love that. Honestly, what you just said right there was a word, because some people would take that as mentally tired, being a little bit ungrateful. But how could we be ungrateful when we prayed about stuff like this?
Exactly.
Like, we wanted this. You wanted to be an artist. You wanted to be doing these shows. You wanted to be going crazy. And now that it's here, you can't give up or feel overwhelmed. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I love that.
It's a blessing, not a curse.
Amen. So I'm going to do two icebreakers with you. Maybe one or two, depending. Though, well, it's kind of crazy. You sort of kind of answered number one. But the question was, what's one decision you made that completely changed the course of your life?
Lately? Recently? Yo, got under new management. That was the best decision I ever made in my entire life.
Yeah.
Got under new management. We started fucking with Buddha Monk. Shout out to Buddha Monk. He's a real like I call him my uncle. We all call him our uncle. Like that's real family. Like he be looking out and he makes sure shit's right for us. So hell yeah, that was the best decision I ever made. Was just to start putting myself around a new group of people, new energy. Just shit like that. That made it a lot better. But yeah, that positively affected my life greatly.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was it hard to put your trust in management? Did you ever, like, as a up and coming artist, as a new artist just trying to pave your way, is it hard to even build the right team?
As far as hard to build the right team, not really. You just have to know what you're doing, like as far as what you're looking for and what you need around you and what you don't need. So when there's like issues and shit like that, you gotta all right, just cut the issue out or cut the problem out, or like you know what I mean, like let it be known that there's problems or issues so people can fix them. If they fix them, then you get back on track. If they don't, then they can't continue to be along with the movement. And then, you know, 'cause if you're stern on that, you kind of stand on that, you can't really fail because it's like you'll always keep people around you that are constantly doing what they have to do. Because if they're not doing what they have to do, they won't be around you. You know.
Mhm. Clock
Yeah.
it. Clock it. Now, this is just for the aspiring artists coming up. How do you go about forming management or finding management?
I guess the best way to say it, I'm not gonna lie, it's gotta find you. Like,
Mm,
don't go looking for it because you're gonna run into a lot of scams or people that are looking to take advantage of you, especially if you're working a job. You really got money to spend on music. Don't go out here like telling niggas you looking for this, and that. Do your own research. Like, figure out what you want to do first yourself. And my goal, my biggest thing is to tell people like make your goal like trying to make it independently first,
mm,
and just keep your mind open to having management and have making a deal or whatever the case is. But do your own research first before you just do shit because you don't want to sit there and learn from another person how the business works. Like teach yourself how the business works and then go into the business because niggas will niggas will take advantage of you.
and
Facts.
will. Them 360 deals or whatever them shits
All that
are.
360, 720s, whatever.
So the next question I have is how do you balance staying true to yourself, like your creative vision, while also meeting the expectations of now said manager, team, even your self expectations? Because as creatives, we be going through shit like you have a vision, you execute, but if it don't come out right, you're like, fuck, now what? So how do you like manage that?
Honestly, like when it comes to dealing with like the team, like my team with me, I have Skylar, who's really like the main managers when we're out doing everything we do. Buddha's really like the head like of the label pretty much. So, and then Los is the other artist that's with me. So with DCMO Loso and then Skylar, we got it's like we already usually talk out everything and we talk out our visions and we just we have a plan most of the time. We plan out everything before we do it. So every time we're going out places, we already have a plan on what we're gonna do there. If we're shooting a music video, we already have a plan before the videographer gets there. We know exactly what we want. We have a vision, and Buddha just supports our vision. He don't try to, what I'm saying, throw his like he throws ideas and helps us out, but he don't try to like dictate what's going on because he
Mm,
trusts us to have our creative vision because he likes what we've been doing so far. He just wants to boost what we've been doing. So pretty much, yeah, we trust our own visions, and our visions usually don't fail. Because we
amen.
all thinking positively. We're not trying to think of you know, shit that's in a negative light. We don't focus on negative energy. So all the positive energy goes into the creative vision. Everything comes out how it's supposed to because it was designed to come out like that. So, yeah.
Period. I love that. I love that. And you can definitely tell that because even when I seen you perform at the showcase, you could tell that everything was or it was more organized than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Others that I seen, you actually performed. You weren't scared to get off that stage and get into it with the crowd, slap some ass. You feel me? Like,
Hey, for the record, I was not slapping
all right,
ass. That was Los.
okay.
DCMO Loso. That nigga was slapping ass.
It was hype as hell.
And I ain't trying to make nobody mad. I wasn't slapping no girl ass over here. Nah. Yeah.
April Fools. It was
Yeah. It was Los. Surprise. Yeah, surprise. DCMO. Uh,
so I want to get to know you a little bit and I want my viewers to get to know you a little bit. Where are you from?
So I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, 205.
Okay.
I got it tatted on my right arm. That's where my dad's side of the family's from. But my mom, she's from Boston, Mass. So um, originally, when I was born in Birmingham, we moved when I was like 2 up here to Fall River. We moved to Fall River, Massachusetts. And we was living in the Father DeFerrio projects for like the first few years. But yeah, that's where I grew up pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't live in Fall River right now, but till this day, pretty much like what I think I moved to Louisiana like 3 years ago. So yeah, I was living in Fall River pretty much for like the majority of my life. Did all my school years there and all that. So yeah, that's where I'm from. That's why I rap.
What do you prefer, South or
I don't know. I moved to Louisiana when I was like a little bit older, and I was missing the North a little bit just because I just like how everything's set up.
what?
Like I like the South. Don't get me wrong. I love the South. I love being down South and all that. But then when I'm down South, after a while, I'll be like, damn, I kind of miss like seeing 3-story buildings and shit. Like everything's one floor and shit over here. Like the neighborhoods are completely different. It's just set up different. The streets are long as fuck. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of miss it sometimes. And then when I came back up here, yeah, that shit went away quick. It was like, damn, I got to go back down south. This is crazy. Like, Niggas can't drive and shit up here. It's wild.
Oh my God.
Like, it's wild.
Talk about the driving. I try to get out my car and fight 20 times a day. I'll be playing with these people. They don't
Yeah.
use their blinkers. They be trying to cut you. Like, sir, I'll beat your ass for real.
Yeah, that's
The
why I don't
fuck?
even like it.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Um, to be honest with you, I grew up in a Christian household. Like anybody who knew me when I was younger knows that like I grew up in church
Not
like
you
most
making
of my life.
secular music.
Yeah, I
Helen.
know. It's wild. Like the shit I make now, you'd be like, damn, this thing grew up where? Like
Honey pack.
you going to hell, bro. Like
See, your tooth almost fell out, but
yeah, bro.
Christian house.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom's asked me about that. That's yeah.
But she asked you about that?
Yeah, she said, "Why my music got to be so raunchy?" I'm like, "You don't understand. It's like it's a method. You feel me? I'm gonna come with the raunchy music first, and then I'm gonna come in with the conscious shit later. They're not ready for that talk yet, though."
I was about to say, not you about to switch over to gospel music. Wait a
No,
minute.
no, hell no, man, no. But when it comes to music, growing up, I was listening to mostly like I was listening to a lot of gospel because I started off singing, like not like yeah, I started off pretty much singing. That's what I wanted to do at first, but then I was like, I'm kind of better with the lyrics. I can really talk more. But growing up, I don't know. Like it was really more like really was like a lot of radio shit because when it came to secular music, like it was mostly when I was with my dad. So if my dad's older, so he's listening to like 60s, 70s music, the Shy Lights, the Manhattans, Temptations, like shit like that. So a lot of music at first was definitely like really old classic R&B shit. And then as I started listening to my own music, it was just more like a lot of like Lil Wayne at the time.
Okay.
I was definitely listening to like my dad had Biggie on his MP3, so like the songs that I did know from there, I was listening to those. And then over time, I just kind of broke out into different artists, but it just took a while for me.
Okay.
A lot of singers though. I like a lot of singers. John Legend, Frank Ocean, Michael Jackson. Like, yeah, I was heavy into the singers. Heavy into the
I'm not surprised because when you listen to your music, you hear the balance of you rapping, and then you have some more slower songs where you're not. Where you're singing, or it's more melodic. I will say.
Yeah.
So I get that. Now I see the vision because as I was listening to your projects, I was like, who is this guy? I started from 2023, Righteous, banger, one of my faves.
That's
Like it.
really, and it's funny because that's really like that's everything that's on Apple right now is pretty much my new era and stuff. Like when I was younger, like when I first was doing my like first run with music, most of my stuff was YouTube, SoundCloud. So like I still got stuff on SoundCloud now, but I don't be on SoundCloud. It's like one of those things where I just left it there. Like if you want to find it, you can find it.
Oh, I'm gonna
But
go.
like, yeah, it's one of those things where I do have a lot. Like when my older music, I have a lot of more the slower, slower, more melodic songs, but they're more well thought out too. But now it's a little different. I like to rap a little bit more, so
But
I stick with that.
also with your music, what I see that you do different too is you always talking about one girl too.
I'm always talking about a girl,
I
but
said a female.
yeah, I was say it's never usually the same one, but I'll be talking about a girl. Yeah, sometimes it just be like that's my inspiration. Like you know how some artists they be like, "Yo, I be on that drill shit," so all I talk about is murder and shit. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or some niggas be on that drug shit. All they talk about is popping pills and drinking lean and shit. It's like, okay, that's cool. Nigga, what do you be on? Shit, bitches. What are you talking about, nigga? I be on the bitches. Like, that's the best thing to talk about. Even though it's funny because I really don't tend to give bitches a lot of attention right now because I'm doing artistry shit. Like, and I don't mean bitches in a disrespectful way.
I was about to say your music, you be talking about tricking on them and everything.
Yeah. No.
Is that money? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I be in different moods sometimes, bro. It just depends on what day you catch me on. Some day I might wake up and just not want to talk to nobody at all. Someday I might want to wake up and
Boo love on the phone,
call my
cupcake,
girl up.
cupcake, and walk around the house pacing, end up somewhere you're not supposed to end up, sitting on the counter like, babe.
Nah. Nah. That's wicked. That's crazy.
All right.
I behave myself.
I gotcha. What kind of artist do you aspire to be?
Honestly,
Mhm.
realistically, I kind of aspire to be like, you know where Kendrick Lamar is at right now?
My Gemini twin.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. His spot he's at right now. I want to be by like the time I'm really developed and well into whether I'm industry or even independent and just competing with the industry. I want to be able to battle for that type of spot. Like because now it's like I'm doing my music to where it's just like I'm making hits where I can show everybody like, look, this isn't hard for me. I can make hits. Like if you just want hits back to back, that's cool. That's good. That's industry shit all day if you want that. That's cool. But really what I got on the other side of this shit is some shit that'll like nigga when it comes to rapping, I'm trying to be one of them niggas that can't be fucked with. Where niggas be like, yeah, I'm scared to rap with this nigga on a track. Like this nigga's gonna destroy me. Yeah. I like to rap like that, especially the shit I've been working on now. I got a whole new project on the way. Like your
I'm
niggas about to see I'm
excited.
really rapping. Really rapping. Like I'm not trying to even do none of that young nigga shit right now. I'm on some real like come with some real bars. So
I'm
yeah.
excited. Well, when did you start taking your music career serious? Because you said most of your stuff is on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have some of your newer stuff on Apple Music. Your newer stuff is from 2023. So how old is your older stuff? Well, you've been writing. You said you've been writing since you were a kid.
Yeah.
So now I'm just conflicted and confused, sir. Please.
I got a whole bunch of ever since I was younger, I was always into poetry. So that's kind of how the writing started.
Okay.
Like it was always poetry. My mom can tell you that shit. Like I used to write poems and then go tell them to her, like, and go, "Oh yeah, you like this one? You like that one?" And I'll make poems about different stuff. So it'll be poems about maybe like random stuff at first when I was younger, and then as I got into middle school, it was more like I was writing poems about specific shit. Especially once I start really developing my real conscious and thinking for myself and having feelings and shit like that. I would start really writing like legit poems and shit, like to where it's really mapping out feelings and emotions and everything, and you could tell. And I used to work on my writing. I used to try to write books, all types of shit. So when it comes to writing, I love writing and reading and everything like that, learning different
Okay.
words and all types of shit. So like I was always into writing. And then once I got into like high school, I think it was my sophomore year. Yeah. My sophomore year, I think I had linked up with my friend Joey. He's from Westport. He goes by JG the God. He's a rapper. I linked up with him, and he had a studio already in the basement. His dad, I guess, was doing music when he was younger, and then Joey took it over, and pretty much he records there. So it's fire. We was in there, and I'm just like, damn, I want to try to do this, and that. Made a song with the nigga. That shit verse was ass, terrible, terrible verse, but it just like I was trying to get over that fear, like recording it though, because it was like I felt like it's something I could do. Like I know I could write, I just don't know how to deliver it. I didn't know how to say it. Like I was trying to be too laid back with it. Like I didn't know how to use my voice or anything like that. And had to work on it. And then eventually, it was like I took a while for me to record another song, but I think it was like a few months later. I think I tried to record another song, and then I was just like, all right. Then I just took a while, like not doing anything with music. And I think it was what was it? My junior year, or your senior, or my senior year that we started actually like going out. Senior year, my senior year. Yeah. So my senior year of high school is when we really started like traveling for the shit and taking it seriously. Me and DCMO Loso, we started really recording seriously, going to the studio. And then inspiration started happening. Like, damn, bro, we kept seeing everybody like people popping up and getting famous and watching different artists come from lower levels and going up to the industry. And we're like, this is something we could definitely do. Like, bro, look at where they started at. Look where we at right now. We could do that, bro. Why can't we? And this is when we're like younger. So we're like, all right, we're just, having a whole bunch of ideas and no real money behind that shit. But it's like, we're going to sit here and figure it out though. Like over time, we're going to figure it out. We end up doing a show out in New York. New York was, no, New Hampshire was the first one. Manchester, New Hampshire. We did a show out there for the promoter Vaz, and then we ended up pretty much liking how that shit went. We spent money with it, but that's how we thought we was gonna do it every time. So we did another show in New York with a different promoter, Scott Morris, and then we ended up going out to New York again. And all this was in the span of like what, like a few months, I think, bro. We was going back, yeah, we was going back to back. Like it was just going back and forth to New York because Los had a car at the time, and I was still younger. I didn't even have my car. Like I was living with my mom still at the time. That's how young we were. She didn't know we went to New York. Like I would have got kicked out, nigga. Like real shit. Like it was rough. We just went there and we was doing shit because at that time we just knew we had a dream and we just knew we was gonna accomplish it because we had some songs at the time. We were like, nah, these is fire. Like especially for the time period, they were fire. And we were like, nah, nigga. When niggas hear this, they gonna fuck with us. Lo and behold, they definitely did. Like it was kind of how it worked out. They fucked with us, and then we just knew from that point on, if we just keep going with this shit, we got it. Like and then we ended up performing for Dave East in 2019, I think it was. No, I lied. 2021, right? 2021 we performed for Davies at the lounge. It's Nor Lounge now in Providence, but we performed for him. He pretty much, gave us the word like, "Yo, this is fire." He asked us if we had more music at the time, and we didn't. We didn't have no flash drive, no nothing.
What?
We were young and dumb. We didn't know nothing at the time. Like we didn't come prepared. We was just like, we got this one hard song that we about to just come, with this shit, bro. And this nigga's gonna love this song. Like it's gonna be fire. And he loved it. Like lo and behold, he loved that shit. But he asked if we had more music, and we didn't. So we couldn't really, do anything at the time. But he just told us like, "Yo, keep going. Like you really got this shit." And then from that point on, it was like the writing was always there. There were some times where I'd take time off because, other shit was happening. We just have regular life to deal with.
Yeah.
So it might be like a few weeks or something. And then when I moved to Louisiana, I took about a whole year off of music. So that wasn't even on purpose. I just couldn't find a studio out there to really go to. And it was a lot of shit going on. So yeah. But once I got back, it was like I was taking it super, super serious, like recording music videos and everything for about like a few months straight and dropping some. I dropped a project, the Rookie of the Year mixtape, and yeah, I've been promoting the fuck out of that one, and been doing a whole bunch of shows and everything since then. So yeah, it's been on go, but everything pretty much started like my first ever time recording was really my sophomore year. I just didn't think I was gonna take this shit serious like this. So but here I
Period.
am now.
Now you said the first song you ever created was Ass.
Terrible.
Was it hard developing your sound? And
Um,
how did you even find like how do you like your sound now? I feel like fits you. You don't sound like nobody that I listened to before. Like you could definitely tell that you're like an original artist type shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So how was that development process to do that sound since that first song was not it for you?
Honestly, it was just energy for me.
Okay.
My shit is just energy when I rap. So like, if I rap low energy, it's like it's not gonna sound right. I'm gonna keep it real. If I start rapping like this, it's not gonna sound right. So every time I rap, it's like super high energy, and it didn't really take a while to develop. It was just I had to figure out like how I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
was just how I wanted to actually like come with the energy. But then when I realized I just put my personality into the music, I'm good.
Mhm.
Like if I put that same personality, the way I be talking, like if you know me personally, like as a friend or anything like that, because I don't talk to random people. But if you know me personally as a friend or some shit like that, like close friend, because even some of my other friends, I don't really. But like my close friends though, like you know me, like the niggas I really hang out with on a daily type shit, or you call me every day and shit, like I'm a loud mouth nigga. I'll be making jokes all the time. I'll be saying wild shit all the time. Like, because it's funny though. I got a dark sense of humor. I got a funny sense of humor. All type of shit. So I laugh at everything. But it's like I put that shit into my music too. I say wild shit that makes people be like, "Hold on, what the fuck you just said?"
And
And I'm
just
like, "Yeah, well, nigga, this is how I talk in real life. Like, I just be saying funny wild shit that catch people off guard. So I just put that personality into the music.
one thing that caught me
Works.
off guard, you fake like Drizzy. You got beef with Drake or something? Why he fake like Drizzy? And is Drake even fake? Do we know these allegations? What's going on? Kendrick came out, everyone said fuck Drake. It's never fuck Champagne Poppy over
Kendrick,
here.
Kendrick is one of my idols, bro. I'm sorry if you're against Kendrick, bro. I don't fuck with you. Kendrick is one of my idols. I'm sorry. He's been one of my idols before this Drake beef. I fuck with Poetic Justice. I fuck with their music. Any song they ever created together was fire. I just, you got on the wrong side of the gun, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Kendrick
That's
is really like different.
crazy.
Drake is an artificial artist. Kendrick really created himself.
That's
Like, come on.
exactly.
I'm trying to
That's
tell you.
that's the difference that people don't understand, and that's why that beef was pissing me off because I am such a there's a different there's a difference when it comes to artistry. And when you're more so mainstream and stuff like that, like Drake has just been mainstream. It's like you really can't to the public eye fuck with that. But it's like Kendrick be saying shit like he's a lyricist. Like he's a lyricist
You
and he
can't
stayed in his
fuck
own lane.
yeah, you can't fuck with real lyrics.
You
Like that's
cannot.
one thing, like, especially when it comes to hip hop beef and shit like that, like you really can't fuck with real lyrics. And that's the
Mhm.
reason why I said I idolize Kendrick.
This
And I look to take that spot eventually one day, whether it be nigga my late 20s or early 30s. I don't give a fuck. But one day that's the spot I want to take because you can't fuck with real lyrics. If you spitting real shit, how a nigga gonna go sit there and go against that shit unless he's using real shit too? If you using that random bullshit, you're not gonna win no battle like that.
you know what's crazy? To me, I like Drake. I like Kendrick.
I fuck with Drake's music too.
But I realized that Drake really shitted on himself when he tried to sue this nigga. You're suing him
Yeah, that's
in the
bad.
Empire because UMG group, right? Because you're over here talking about some they pushed it. Boy, if
Right.
you're just mad that everybody is crip walking, even the non-crips is crip walking to that shit, you lost. You lost. And on top of that, why didn't you put that move with Pusha? Pusha T is the one that we found out about Adonis.
Yeah.
You ain't sued that nigga. I would have sued him quick. You said my son's a nigga, bitch. Call my lawyer up real fast. That nigga just got quiet. But you want to sue Kendrick?
I don't know, man.
He's a weirdo for that.
Yeah.
Just a weirdo. Now we're gonna get into some album talk, okay? But
Mhm.
you just said it was a mixtape, so now I'm definitely confused. But
I mean, it's labeled as an album on Apple Music. You call it what you want to. It's a project though. It's my first project, like first real project, real project.
Yeah,
So my bad, my bad, my
I
bad,
give you this job. Fuck.
my bad.
So your first album slash mixtape drop on July 26th of 2024. I want to say the Rookie of the Year has no skips because I listened to it like 3 times. And I like how you had that poppin' pussy music because I'm not gonna lie, I was twerking a little bit. I was just doing a little shake or whatever. I wasn't doing too much. But I like how you have different types of feels on that album, right?
Mhm.
So before I even flip this, my personal fave, Count on Me, the acceptance speech, because you open up talking your shit like, y'all niggas ain't fucking with me. Like, you're not fucking with me. You will never be me. You are trash. Okay. I hit the firmament. Y'all are below. So you was really talking that shit. And then of course Honey Pack, because I had to listen to it. Because I said he did what? It hurt his tooth fell where? Oh God, that is crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So before we even dive into the album talk, what's your favorite song from that album?
My personal favorite
Mhm.
is the song called "She Poppin'."
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
personal favorite, just because I love recording that song. I liked how it sounded on that song, and I kind of wanted to experiment more shit with that one. I
Okay.
really do. That's my personal favorite. You know what I mean?
Okay. What was your creative process like for the overall album slash mistake? Like, how was that?
I'm gonna keep it real. I did not have that shit coordinated the first time. Like I have this one coordinated now because I know what I'm doing. But the first time under the first management I was under, I really didn't have that much help coordinating this album. So it was like I just was going back and forth to the studio recording songs just back to back. And it's like I don't go to the studio and write. I write, like formulate a song, everything, practice it, then I go to the studio.
Really?
Yeah, I don't believe in going to the studio and writing. The fuck are we wasting time for writing? That's crazy. If we go to the studio and it's paid for, like everybody who comes to the studio already knows that. Me and Los don't do that shit. Like we're gonna come with some shit that's written, so we already know what we're doing. We're not paying for studio time to sit here and write, nigga. We're paying to record. So when we come for that, even if it's just an hour, nigga, I bet you we get 2 songs done. Word. Like we already practiced this shit, so it's only gonna be 3 or 4 takes, and then the song's already done. So you just gotta mix it. Like you feel me? That's the type of time we be on.
But that's good.
Yeah, that's something I like to practice. That's why I write all the time, so I have shit ready. But otherwise, I was just going back and forth to the studio, making just I felt like was good music, like shit that I would want to hear. And then it was like came to a point in time where I just had a decent amount of songs where I was like, nah, these are all good right here. And I was like, all right, let me put these shits in order. But then when it came to like making the first song, like I wanted to make something that was really like an intro, so it made sense at least for that part.
Mhm.
Then I had a song that was sort of like an outro song, so I was like, I think that kind of goes good at the end. And with everything else, I kind of just try to listen to everything in a certain order, change up the order to kind of have a certain feel to it. Because I wanted everything to be a little bit like, you get a little bit of everything, but it just comes up at different times. Like, so you don't know, what the next song's gonna feel like until you listen to it.
Was it hard for that placement? Because personally, I don't know. I have a little vocals. I did the studio work.
Mhm.
Fucking hated it. Said I'm a podcaster. I'm not gonna touch that mic. Okay. So when it comes to first of all the studio thing, you really blew my mind because I went to the studio and took a whole session and wrote a song, sang it, hated it, deleted it. Fuck that studio session. So
Wicked.
it is. And when you said that, it really like even when I'm be sitting here watching people do the studio, I'm like, y'all are really writing right now. Because I thought you were supposed to go to the studio to get the feel, to feel the vibe, to create the vibe.
You
You
can.
just
Don't
fucked
get
my
me
head up.
wrong. You can. Don't get me wrong because there is sometimes don't like I'm not saying I've never done it before because but it's not something I plan to do. Like that has to be like, oh, someone asked me to, oh yo, you want to hop on this song? And I don't have a verse ready for it, obviously. Like I could write a 16 in 5 minutes, nigga. Like, of course I can. Why the fuck would I though? Like if I wanted to come formulate, I could write a 16 to 5 minutes and probably destroy a feature like and kill it. But then at the same time, it's like I also like to sit back and formulate because sometimes it's like I want to might want to keep that line and might want to take it out, might want to, you know what I'm saying, do something different because my shit's different now, especially different than last year. Like it's well, and last year I mean 2024, like the whole entirety of this year. Like my shit that I'm making now is different than the shit that I've already have out and performing right now. So it's like I'm trying to make my shit. I'm really critiquing my shit now. So it's like I'm
It's like
making my shit
you're competing
competitive.
against yourself,
Yeah,
and you want to be better than your
hell
last
yeah.
work,
I
and
already
there's
know I'm
nothing wrong
better
with
than a
that.
lot of niggas. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I want to be better than myself last year, and I feel like
Period.
that's what every artist should want to be is better than yourself, especially if you know you're fire. And even artists in my city, there's some artists in my city who are really fire, but like you gotta know, like you gotta compete with yourself, even if you're good. Don't get complacent, cause nigga, that should get old real quick.
A lot of
Facts.
people don't compete with themselves; they compete with the other sources, and it's like, bro, when you in your own lane, you ain't no one fucking with you. Like, even though there's other people out there doing their thing, you not fucking with me. And that's the type of vibe I get from you. You're like, yeah, there's other artists. Yeah, they fire, but they not me. They not fucking with me, and that's just that. And I like how you stand on that. Stand on that shit. Now, what was the inspiration behind the whole entire football essence? Because you over here taking a picture. Did you play football before?
Yeah.
I got that vibe. You look like a football
Yeah.
player. What you play?
What position you say?
Yeah.
Defensive tackle and offensive guard.
Okay. So
I like to hit niggas. What you talking about? I was really, yeah. I like to hit niggas.
so I like that. I like that you put that in like the overall project because you even said in the acceptance speech like a Heisman line. And people
Hmm.
that don't really know sports is not really gonna know, you know what I mean? Like people that just
Yeah.
be listening. So I like how you kept that essence. Now, what was the inspiration behind that? Were you just like one day like, Imma just do a football scene because that's what I'm used to or I like?
Yeah. It was honestly like it was kind of simple. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it just made sense, especially with how like my songs were coming out. I just felt like no one around me was creating shit like this. Like the way my songs come off, it's like okay, you might be able to be like, oh, okay, maybe it sounds like this artist or that artist, but it's just like realistically,
It don't sound like no artist to me.
yeah, that's what I'm
I'm being
saying.
real.
So it's just like, and then on top of that, it's like no one in my city's creating no shit like this, my nigga. Like you feel me? I'm not doing drill music. I'm not doing shit that's like the most popular beats. And I'm not doing Philly beats and shit. Like I'm
Okay.
doing my own beats, but then I'm making my own type of song to it at the same time. So I just felt like at the time gave me like rookie of the year vibes. Like I'm even though I've been rapping for a little bit, but like I wasn't really taking it as serious. This time I was going in it the right way, and I told myself like I'm not stopping this time until we really do it.
It's even you enunciating your words and like you sound so clear and your projection is so clear. It doesn't sound like it's like your first project. And
Because
it's
I
it's
yeah,
technically not because you also had an EP out too that I listened to. So
yeah.
it's like you
And
have
I've dropped music before. Like it's
yeah.
not like I haven't dropped music and a
Yeah.
lot of music. I have like a decent amount of music at least. But it was more like I don't know. It was more like this is really like my serious like entrance because like the SoundCloud YouTube shit. I don't really take that serious. And then the other project that was on there, like the 4 song shit, was just I had shit and I had DistroKid at the time. I'm like, let me upload it so I can have some type of activity. You know what I mean? Those were like felt like throwaway songs to me, even though they were some still somewhat good music. But those were like throwaway songs to me. And I was like, but I know when I release a real project, like I'm gonna put real effort behind this one. And even recording it, I didn't know those songs were gonna be on the project, but I just knew that at the time I was saying certain things that I wanted niggas to really hear clearly. Like when you listen to me, I don't want it to be
You
no
stood on
question.
that
Like, did
shit.
he say this, this,
Mm.
that? No, no, no. I want you to hear me clearly. Like you can hear me pronouncing every single word, so there's no confusion. Like if you didn't hear it, go back and you'll hear it the second time. Like for real. For real.
Facts. So you said you have another project coming out. When
Yeah.
when is that? When can we expect that? What is that looking like?
Oof. Look,
What's
I'm
the
gonna keep it.
vibes?
I'm gonna
Sorry.
keep it 100% real. It's gonna come out in January. Like it's not dropping anytime. Like not in the next few weeks. It's gonna come out in January though. But um, I really don't have like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really have like a title for it yet. But just know it's fucking better than the last one by a long shot.
You have features?
Hell no. Like I don't do features.
Are you?
Not that I don't do features, but the only person you'll really catch me featuring on is Los' shit, DCMO Los, and then Sunny. You'll catch me doing features with Sunny.
Okay.
Um, but then on like otherwise, not really. Like I'm only doing paid features now, so it's really like I don't ask. And plus, the thing is, the way I create music, I don't really need people to be on my songs. Like I create music because everything I make is kind of personal. It's like I'm talking about something that
You are.
I've experienced before, or I've have a close experience with, close relationship with, or even a girl I'm gonna have a close relationship with, and at least right now, I feel like I'm not on a level or surrounded by those type of people to be able to really cling on to a concept and be able to follow it and like actually add to the concept instead of like making it detracting from the song. So for right now, I just work by myself. Like most of the time, I like making projects by myself because I know I can create different vibes, different sounds, all that shit. So,
Do you have any dream collabs that you want? And it could be from like people in your city besides Los. It
mm,
could be celebrity artists who are just like us that you are gonna work with because you are on your way there. So who are
mm.
your dream collabs?
Right now, I feel like the closest dream collab I probably will be able to get Ghostface. Yeah, Ghostface. Niggas not even around me knows that's all I play right now. Like I'm fucking addicted to this nigga's music right now. Like it's OD. Like I would love to get a feature with him, but right now I'm just preparing myself for a feature with him. Like the shit I've been writing has just been more like lyrical practice for me because I know that I respect his craft. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm ready for it right now. Whenever he wants to do it, yeah, all right, nigga. That nigga destroyed me on a song. I need to be ready to destroy this nigga because that's the goal. Like and not in no disrespectful shit, but it's
Yeah.
more like I love Ghostface, his lyrics. I love the way this nigga rhymes. Like I everything about his verses and everything is like amazing. But I want to be able to be like, okay, like I really put enough effort to even like make this nigga be like, damn,
It's
like,
like you're
oh okay,
matching his energy a little bit. Like
yeah, I
you
want
don't
to
want
be
him
able to
yeah.
match his energy. Like I want to really be able to like that's my goal is to really really rap. Like I'm competitive with rap. I'm not trying to it's not a disrespectful thing, but that's how the game like the game of hip hop really works. Like it's competitive. Everything's competitive. You got to compete for the number one spot. And if you're not competing for the number one spot, then it's like what are you doing this for money? It's not the right idea. Like don't do that. Don't do it for money cuz you're going to be broke for a while before you really get to that point of making money.
Mhm.
Like it's not that easy.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Exactly, but
Mhm.
as far as other dream collabs, like someone in my city, I'd like to work with Bryce Berry. He's fire. He does a lot more of the singing and he be rapping too. But he's someone I feel like I probably create like a real banger with.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, him for sure. Any other celebrities? Taylor Swift.
What? Are you a Swiftie?
I don't
Oh, I was
know.
the same.
Don't underestimate Taylor Swift though.
I
Like
know.
Adele. I'd love to
Yeah.
work with Adele. Real shit. Adele. Like that's I'm gonna need a feature, like a real, yeah, real banger, like almost like the
Okay.
hometown remix with Adele and Big Sean.
That'll be
I'm
fire.
trying to tell you.
I like that. So now we're gonna get into like a bluntly banter. It's like literally like a this or that random questions that just popped up as I was like thinking, what do I want to talk to Biff about? Top three artists from this generation.
From this generation,
I know it's gonna be hard. No
like the
shade.
younger generation, like my age group. I'm
But
23, so
yeah, a lady never tells her age.
hey, I'm a real nigga. Cause when we had this conversation, when you said this generation, I gotta know what generation we talk about. Like,
Well, what generation? Damn, your generation.
okay, so we're
What?
talking about. Nah, I'm just saying. You didn't say your age. I'm just saying.
My generation.
All right. So Lil Yachty, I
Okay.
feel like is one of the most creative artists we have right
He is.
now as far as like this generation. Even though I really don't support what this nigga be doing, Lil Uzi. I don't support his antics.
See,
I love Uzi's music. Not the whatever the shit that he's been dropping recently. I like the classic Uzi
you
shit.
know
And
what's
when I
crazy?
say classic, let me not say too classic, but like that mid classic. You know what I mean? Like the Love Is Rage and all that
No,
shit. Like yeah,
just listen to like his first three projects. Like I was in my room going sick because
yeah,
that is the Uzi. First of all, I was the first person in Springfield in my brain to listen to Little Uzi because they no one was fucking with him at all. People would tell me turn it off. Put on that shit right now. I was sitting here like, what happened? But if you watch an Uzi interview, he says, I came out breaking sounds. I can't go back to that sound. I'm gonna try and find a new sound. So I respect it, but it's like, damn, I miss the old.
He really did break
He
sounds. Like
really
I'm not
did.
even gonna lie.
They took
'Cause,
that shit and ran with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You said top three, right?
Yep.
So third one. Damn, I don't even know if I can count this nigga. But yeah, I'll fuck it. I'll count him in. Chance the Rapper. I
Oh,
love Chance the Rapper.
Chance.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Chance the Rapper fan, especially as someone who grew up in a Christian household. When this nigga went and dropped the fuck, I don't even know the name of that album. What is the name of that album? It's the with the first one intro he had Kirk Franklin on it. I
Mm,
remember that. It was the not gospel, but it was somewhat of a gospel album. But yeah, I was a big Chance the Rapper fan.
my favorite Chance the Rapper song is Smoke Break. I love that song so bad. I don't, yo, that song got crack in it. Got,
That was on the acid rap. That was on the acid rap.
yes, I
Yeah,
love that one.
that whole shit was fire. Yeah, Chance the Rapper's amazing.
What is your favorite song of all time?
My favorite song changes like weekly. I'm not gonna lie, because there's some songs where I'm like, yo, this nigga really killed this shit, and I listen to it for 7 days straight. These niggas know, like, I listen to some shit for 7 days straight every day. Niggas be like, bro, you listen to shit again? Yeah, nigga, this shit's fire. And then the next week it's something else. So like, I don't think I really have like a favorite song. I have different songs for different moods that I'm in. If I'm upset, I might want to listen to this type of music. If I'm trying to get hype, I might want to listen to this type of music. But I mean, like right now, I've been listening to a lot of old school shit just because we've been around, Wu Tang members and shit like that. So I just been, catching up on shit. I missed a period of time clearly, so I've been catching up on shit. And my favorite song right now to listen to is that song fucking, uh uh, Nutmeg by Ghostface featuring RZA.
Okay.
That shit
Did
told
you
you.
watch the Wu-Tang show on Hulu?
I'm watching it right now, but
Watch it when it aired? Disgraceful.
no, because I wasn't interested in the show because I know how shows be different from real life. Like,
That show ate down.
listen,
All
listen.
right, I'm on my
I'm
business.
enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show, but at the same time, I know that obviously there's a lot of things in there that aren't really exact to real life, and it's different when you know the people in real life or you see the people in real life and you communicate with those people and you can simply ask them,
Can
"Did
I
this
ask?
happen?"
Do they
Nah.
did they like the show?
Huh?
Did they like the show?
As far as to what I know some of them didn't agree with a lot of shit that happened on the show,
Damn.
but it wasn't that they didn't like it. I'm pretty sure most of them, if I'm not mistaken, all of them came out to show support to the actors and shit like that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like they like family, so it's not really gonna be like, I don't know. It's not gonna be like they're gonna be on some hate and shit. Like they're probably always gonna come out and show support whenever it's a group outing. You feel me?
Fact.
So yeah.
All right. And this is the last question of our bluntly banter. If your life had a theme song, what would it be and why?
Oh wow, bro. If my life had a theme song right now, if my life had a theme song, yeah, it's gotta be recognized. It's recognized by ODB,
Period.
featuring Pharrell. Well, produced by Pharrell.
Period.
Yeah,
Well, listen, I need y'all to tune in with Biff's music. It's amazing. I love it. And I don't bring no shitty people on my podcast. So
facts.
if he's here,
Talented artist.
it's fucking valid. So y'all go tune into Biff. Go listen to his mixtape album. Go listen to the EP. Go listen to everything because I enjoyed myself. And stay tuned for the album dropping in January.
Yep,
Go
it's gonna be in January.
go follow him at Biff the Don.
Yep.
Period on Instagram. And stay tuned. It's like watching, like, you just be doing shit. So I just enjoy watching. I'm like, what's he doing today? It's like a fucking TV show.
We be busy out here. We be really getting to it.
Be
That's why
really
we
working.
separate ourselves from a lot of people, because not separate ourselves from people, but we put ourselves on a different type of level because we really put in a lot of work. We have a lot of sleepless nights and then going to work and still having a regular life and then coming and doing this shit, but we really put a lot of effort in. Y'all see what the fuck we do. You would think we don't have a job. We do, nigga.
Well,
Dog.
can I have you do this before you close this out? I need y'all, or I need you to give inspiration back to aspiring artists because I think people don't understand. Like me and you, I started a new job. I work 8 to fucking 5, work from home, have to edit, do all this shit. It's not no cakewalk. So give some advice for these niggas to let them know, like, if you really want it, what you gotta do.
If you really want this type of success or any type of success, you have to keep a job, maintain a job. You feel me? It don't matter what type of job you have. Don't be ashamed of what the fuck you do. You're doing it for a reason. So that's the only thing
Mhm.
you need to be thinking about when you're doing it. I remember when I was younger and I got my first job and I already knew I wanted to kind of do something different. I knew I wanted to be on TV or do something. I just thinking about it as I'm mopping bathroom floors and shit, like, you know what? In a few years, I'm gonna be in a whole different spot. Da, 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 da. Like, I'm just thinking that to myself and honestly manifesting it. I'm in a whole different spot now. So it's just like you gotta think about it like that. You go to your job, you work your job, and that's your inspiration that you gotta go harder and what the fuck you're doing outside of your job because you don't want to go back to that job, right? So you got to do everything that you possibly can to get to the position that you want to be at. You feel me? You're gonna have to sacrifice some sleep. You're gonna have to sit there and sacrifice hanging out with people, maybe sacrifice relationships. But at the end of the day, you're doing it for a reason. Like you got to know that you got to be dedicated. This music shit isn't just fun and games, going out with your friends and getting drunk and all that shit like that. It looks cool, on social media when all these niggas with diamonds pop out with money hanging out and shit. Niggas just aspire to be like that, but nigga, there's levels to this shit. Like it's not always gonna be an overnight thing. So you gotta really work and maintain what the fuck you got going on in your life before you get blessed with some more shit. Like, yeah.
Imma
So
piggyback off of that and say extend yourself grace too. So never look and compare what your life is or what you're doing at that moment to somebody else because you don't
right.
know their journey to get there. So literally stay down and literally do the work.
And don't be fooled. Social media is meant to fool y'all and to make y'all feel like, you're just not there yet and all this other shit. But like,
Y'all
don't think
know.
that you need stacks in your hand, all this shit, money on your head to be happy and shit. Like, you gotta understand that there's levels to this shit. And sometimes people took shortcuts and them shortcuts are gonna burn them in the end. A lot of them niggas that you see now are gonna be broke in 5 years. Like, you gotta really understand this shit is all smoke and mirrors. It's not all real. Half of that should be fake as fuck. And y'all
Period.
gotta really realize like there's real shit out here you should be chasing, like land and property. Like you niggas gotta think about shit you're passing on to your kids and
A
grandkids and shit, bro.
legacy.
You're gonna die sooner or later, and especially if you popping pills and shit, you need to relax. Like real shit. Stop thinking about diamonds and shit, bro. $10,000, go buy some real shit that you could pass on. Not no fucking chain. It's retarded.
Period. And you know what? With that, Imma end because that was a word. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. You already know Big Mama Randy was in the house, and we did the damn thing. Randy and Biff, we out.